All right. Welcome back. All it is from the pocket, episode 103 or something like that. I don't know how many episodes we're on, but I am Jake. Over there in DFW is my co-host, companion, Christian, who is joining me on this Wednesday to talk about all the craziness from week 1, talk about what's coming up in week 2. So,
Man,
yeah,
let's talk about it.
you weren't here on Sunday, so I do want to definitely give you a time to chime in on kind of what you thought of the Week 1 games. But first, I mean, how's your week going? How have you been?
It's been all right. Yeah, not too bad. I'm a little nervous for tomorrow, as you
For
know.
sure, for sure.
Dolphins, Bills open up Thursday night football. Short week, so it's going to be a little interesting to see. I'm looking forward to that. Um, it's Great Fest this in Grapevine here. Gonna be it's starting Thursday. But I won't be there. It's going Thursday, I think, to Monday, which I don't think they've done. I think they only done like Thursday to that Sunday, or the last two times I've been, 2 years. So I'm looking forward to that. That's pretty fun. It's a just fun time to get out there. They'll be closing Main Street. They close like the whole street down, and
Yeah.
it's all about wine. Obviously, they have like a little wine tasting, but like they have like a champagne pavilion where you can get champagne. The little bars or the little setups places. There's live music going. You can buy wine wherever. There's a little place you can go into. You buy into, and you get like a little card, a little sheet, like places, and then you get to. They'll check it off wherever you get it. Sometimes even the a vendor will just be like, "Hey, they'll just give you a little extra drink." So it's a pretty yeah, it's a pretty fun time. There's like stuff for families and stuff, so it's pretty fun.
Cool.
But yeah, looking forward to that. Maybe seeing some college football as well. It's been great. To fix your mistake.
Oh yeah.
So I
So
wanted to.
when I was writing solo, Christian wanted me to share something about what was it, Northern Illinois and Notre Dame.
Mm,
Yeah.
so Northern Illinois. So shout out to them. So if you didn't know, if you haven't heard about it, um, so last weekend they beat the number
Yeah, it was
five,
number 5, I think.
yeah, number five ranked Notre Dame. Um, I know it was very emotional. Their head coach Thomas Hammock had a very emotional, post game interview. Made me feel something special. Like it really made me think, like, hey, it's more than sports. All the time, like it's more than sports, and you're really he's teaching these young men like how to be a man and all that stuff. Working with a team and all that. So it was a very heartfelt moment. I got to see. I didn't watch the game, but I saw the interview on Twitter, and it was just very cool to see. So shout out to Northern Illinois. They're now ranked, as you kn-
Nice.
they are now ranked number 25. This is their first top 10 win versus an opponent in program history. Their last one was
Number
their
21. It was the last time they were ranked. It was like 03 against Alabama or something.
Yeah, it was the last time they beat a top 25 opponent. It was in 2003. It was 19-16 upset over Alabama, which I mean it was 16-14. So it was 16-14 in Notre Dame this past Saturday. So that was pretty fun. So I love that story. Yeah. But we can move on.
All right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, to week one.
Yeah, Christian. So, again, I have a couple things I want to do. So, one segment we're going to do here is I want to go through and kind of give you some statements, right? Some statements from week 1. And I want you to tell me if it is an overreaction or an underreaction. So, I want you to go first, though, and kind of, what games do you want to talk about? You didn't get a chance on Sunday to kind of voice your opinions on things. So, wanted to open up the floor to you before we go into that segment. So tell me where you want to go.
I'll say a couple things here and there for I think I got for each game here. Thursday night kickoff, excellent game. That was really cool. Isaiah Likely uh was dope. Little uh it gave me a little pause to see the Ravens, offensive line, struggle the way it did. So, but it seems like the Chiefs are just humming. Buffalo Bills, stop trading with the Chiefs. You
Yeah,
traded, you traded, with the Chiefs to get Patrick Mahomes, and then you traded with the Chiefs, and they got Xavier Worthy. So it's not fun here. Um,
for sure.
man, dude, that I know it's been a minute, but that Isaiah Likely touchdown, dude, I wish they would have gave it to him. Foot was on the line, remind you of the KD
Yeah,
versus the Bucks. That was crazy, but hey, it is what it
that's
is.
a really good comparison. Um,
Dude, that was like as soon as like they were because they were showing the replay. They were showing the replay, and I was like, dude, was his foot down? And I was like, no, it was on the line. I was like, dude, this is like immediately. I was like, it's just like that KD moment because like I mean, it was such a very iconic shot. Like he hit it, and we're like, that's game, and it was like, nope, overtime, and then KD couldn't finish it, but yeah, just immediately uh was like, oh, like that.
Leo DiCaprio.
Give it a meme, yeah. That so. All right, moving on to Friday. What a game that was. Shout out Saquon Barkley. I thought it was funny. I kept messaging Jake whenever the Eagles would score because you know how Jake doesn't like Eagles. Yeah, what a game though. I Packers should have won this game. Honestly, like the way the Eagles started to only give up two field goals in those like two drives where the offense wasn't clicking. Was on the Packers. Sucks that Jordan Love did get hurt. Seems like it's only an MCL. He'll be out for it says 3 to 4 weeks, but we
Yeah,
will see. But I liked what I saw. Well, at least offensively, I liked what I saw from each team. The both defenses need some work.
yeah. I mean, and kind of just one quick note on that. Like, neither offense, like both offenses, had their mishaps. You know,
Yeah.
like Jordan Love looked like it was week one. You know, kind of that timing's off. Receivers were slipping. Jalen Hurts was
Well, the
just
turf was like soccer turf or whatever, and so it was a complaint coming into the game.
and Jalen Hurts was doing his best to just have a horrible game and have as many interceptions as possible. And I mean, despite that, they still put up 34 points. The Packers still put up 29 points. I mean, it was,
Mm.
both those defenses should feel a little ashamed. I mean, the Eagles, I guess they got the stops when it mattered because I think the Packers ended up 1 for 4 in the red zone, but still, I
Yeah.
mean, that was a tough game for both defenses, especially given the circumstances. Kind of felt like it lined up for both of them.
Yeah, especially because like week one, we expect the defense.
Yeah,
Everyone says like the defenses are the ones that are ahead of the offense, and
yeah.
then it was not the case. All right, moving on to Sunday. Steelers Falcons. Falcons. What happened? What's going on here? What was
Oh
this?
man, I knew it.
You're at home and you allow the Steelers. You, the Steelers don't score a single touchdown in this game, and you lose this game. That's crazy. So, yeah, what's up?
I was gonna say what's crazy is going into this, it's like the Falcons offense. Whew, watch out! But then it's like, oh, but that defense. What are we gonna get from that defense?
Shit,
And it's like
The Falcons defense showed up.
that defense was the only reason they were in that game. I mean, their offense was pitiful in this game.
Hit him, hit him. All right. Shout out Steelers for not winning a game without throwing a touchdown or running the ball. All right, Cardinals Bills. Cardinals are feisty, which I thought they kind of would be. I'm not gonna win a ton. I don't think they're gonna win a lot of games, but they'll be feisty.
I got them
Uh,
9-8 in the playoffs.
I mean, they could be. They are feisty. I'll give them that. They did have a lead here, in the game. Did not like seeing the Josh Allen highlight. Like it was he had his wild plays, of course, but I didn't mention it during for the Ravens game, but Lamar putting his shoulder. I didn't like Josh Allen getting flipped into the end zone. Like, why are we still? I thought we got past this, Buffalo. What's going on? Why are we putting this all back on Josh Allen again? We know how this is going to go if you keep doing this. He might even fuck around and get hurt, so be careful. But they do get the win. Nice win to get like a come from behind victory like that. That they were down 17-3, I think at one point in this game.
Yeah,
Yeah, 17-3. So, but that third quarter hit, they tied it and then got the lead, and they never relinquished it. So good on them there. Titans Bears. Um the Bears defense looked good.
That's a
Bears
was their
defense.
special teams. They got blocked punt three
Specialty,
times.
oh yeah, block punt. Defense had two interceptions. I mean, the biggest thing we came out of this game one was the meme of Will Levis. Oh, like, how did he throw that pick?
Will Levis. I mean, talk about an utter meltdown. I mean, just horrible. Caleb Williams in his debut, 93 yards,
Not
14
great.
for 29, not great.
Didn't throw for 100 yards.
But
It was
didn't
not
turn
good.
it over, so I guess that's positive.
Didn't turn the ball. He did have a drop touchdown or whatever. It's whatever.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Patriots Bengals. Hey, shout out the Patriots, man. Getting a big win on the road. Don't think you're gonna do well this season, but hey, going on the road in Cincinnati. This is a playoff team. Joe Burrow supposedly supposed to be healthy. But Ramondre Stevenson, I think that's his name.
Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah.
Ramondre, sorry, excuse me. 25 carries, 120 yards, a touchdown. They didn't turn the ball over. Great to see Jared Mayo get his first win there as head coach. Texans Colts, what a game this was.
Best game of the week. That was the best game of the week.
Yeah,
so
both.
That Rams and Lions, maybe.
Yeah, Rams and Lions was pretty good. I didn't watch the overtime. I went to bed early.
It wasn't long. Didn't last long.
But yeah. Anthony Richardson looked good. That huge bomb touchdown he threw was crazy. CJ Stroud picking up where he left off. They got the win. Don't like Joe Mixon having 30 carries, but hey, it is what it is. He had 159 yards and a touchdown, so good for them. My Jags and Dolphins, I'm not going to lie, I was pretty freaking sad seeing this while I was at home. I couldn't watch the game, but I was pretty sad seeing the updates. But we pulled it back. Defense, Javon Holland gets that big forced fumble there, where the Jags almost probably could have put the game away, but we got the stop there, and then that really turned the tide. So shout out them, shout out the Dolphins and Tyreek Hill. I'm not the biggest fan of Tyreek as a human being, but the before the game that was just utterly ridiculous. I can't believe like that happened. So sorry to Tyreek there, for all that. Panther Saints, nothing much to say about this game. Derek Carr got to look confident. Him and Dennis Allen got to look confident. So good for them. Panthers, I don't know what to do there with you. Moving on. Vikings, Giants, same Giants. Don't know what to do with you. You're just looking for next. Malik Neighbors look cool. 5 catches, 66 yards. But yeah, Vikings took care of business. They are better on paper than the Giants, and that showed. Raiders, Chargers. Yeah, it was good to see. Good to see the Chargers. To play. Get back to play. Jeez, good to see the Chargers. And the John Harbaugh system working pretty well. Looks like they ran the ball. J.K. Dobbins had 10 carries for 135 yards, a touchdown. Didn't ask Justin Herbert to do too much. He only threw it 26 times. He had 144 yards and a touchdown. Did not turn the ball over. Was pretty solid there. So we'll see what the Chargers can do later on the season. So
they're going into Carolina next week, so very, very on the board. They start out 2-0, have half the wins they had last year.
Broncos, Seahawks, win as about as I expected. Bo Nix struggled.
I'm sorry, I totally forgot. I wanted to talk about the Raiders for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the Antonio Pierce, man, that was bad. That was bad with that. I don't know if I didn't watch so much of this game. I kind of had to go back and rewatch this game.
I did not. What happened in this game?
Okay, so the Raiders were Antonio Pierce super aggressive in the beginning of the game,
Of
going
course.
for it in his own territory, and he didn't get it. So at the end of the game, they're down 16-10, and they're at the, and I want to get this right, they're at the Chargers' 43-yard line,
Uh-huh.
and it's 4th and 1 with 7 minutes left in the game,
And he punts
and
it.
they punted it.
And they score a
And
touchdown.
there is the CBS broadcast. This is all from the Athletic. A CBS broadcast showed him standing on the sidelines when they were lining up to punt, and he apparently mouthed, "Should I go for it?" And they punted it,
Maybe.
and they lost. This was, and this is the last thing I'll say. This, according to Sports Radar, it was the first time an NFL team punted on 4th and 1 from the opposing team's territory while trailing in the fourth quarter since 2016. In effect, it was the league's most timid play call in that situation in nearly 8 years.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell us who, but
Okay, I was like,
I mean,
that's wild.
Well, I heard somebody say. I thought they put it a good way. It's like last year Antonio Pierce was playing to get a job. He was super aggressive.
Yeah.
This was a decision you make when you're trying to not lose your job. And
Yeah.
I get the offense wasn't rolling. Like Gardner Minshew wasn't. I didn't think Gardner Minshew was bad in this game. Kind of going back to watch it again, but yeah, you definitely can't. You got to go for it. Like your defense is worn out. You've held them to 16 points, and they end up the Chargers score a touchdown on that drive, as you said.
Yeah.
42-10.
You're on the road.
I mean, it's
And then he
it's a
throws an
bad
interception on the next drive. Yeah.
It was a bad play call. So I wanted to highlight that because that was not something I really got to get into on my initial reaction. But in having gone back and seen that game and read about it, I thought it was wild.
Yeah, going back to the Broncos and Seahawks game. Win is about as expected. Well, I didn't expect the Broncos to throw it 42 fucking times with Bo Nix. And be their leading rusher. Didn't expect that. I did expect the Seahawks to get the win here, but I mean, they did have the lead at one point. They had a safety. They went in a half up 13-9, but Seattle came back in the second half, looked pretty good. Only gave up a touchdown there at the end with like 2 minutes left. Seattle could be better than what we thought.
I have them going 8-9, like first 8-9, like.
I think I have them going to the playoffs.
Yeah,
I think
like,
they're.
I don't.
Not a world beaters.
I think Seattle could have a pretty good year. They have a lot of pieces I like. I really like their coach.
Yeah.
So I'm a believer to a degree.
Cowboys shellacked the Browns there 33-17. Dak Prescott got his new contract. They did it. They did it, Joe. Can't believe it. Can't believe they did it. So now you're tied to this man for 4 more years, and he's the highest paid player until next year, or whatever. Brock Purdy or somebody gets it next year. Yeah. So, good on the Cowboys. Browns, a lot of questions. A lot of questions there.
It's just
often. I mean, it had a lot of stuff, but nah, it was still. That's not how you want to open up at home versus like where you have aspirations to at least get to the playoffs and maybe try to get to the Super Bowl. But to get shellacked like this is not a good look. We're out here asking, should Deshaun Watson be benched? I at least look not week 2. Not week 2. If we're gonna get into it, I don't think. Look, he's bad. Don't get me wrong. Like I was driving, so I wasn't watching this game, but I was driving home from Austin to back home, and I wouldn't listen to football. I was trying to listen to Red Zone, but I was like, oh wait, no, this is Tom Brady's first game, so let me listen to this a little bit. And they got into it a little bit about Deshaun Watson, and it was like, hey, when he wasn't the starter. Now they were 5-1 last year. I just want to point that out. They were 5-1 last year, and he was playing as much as like as well as he was playing in week one. Like he was playing just like that, and they were 5-1. But to be fair, they also talked about it's like, hey, Tom Brady and I forget the other guy. They were like, hey, they get as as much or even better production when Deshaun Watson isn't their quarterback. Like I understand that, but it is week one. Let's take a deep breath. I give him look, if he's stinking it up, who do they got next?
The Jaguars.
He's stinking up. He's stinking it up in the first half. Bench his ass. Bench his ass.
I
Don't get me wrong.
I will give him a little bit of the benefit of the like. Look again, he's bad.
Offensive line was banged
The
up.
offensive line
Nick
was banged
Chubb
up. Nick
wasn't there,
Chubb's not there, but
but
also,
still,
I mean,
but
look. Say
still,
what you will about the Cowboys. When you are a bad quarterback with a bad O line playing the
they eat.
Cowboys defense, you're
They
gonna
will
die.
eat you
I mean,
up.
you're gonna die. Like there's just they're going to kill you. Like that is
That's what they do.
that's what the Cowboys do. So I wish they could do that against great offenses. They don't tend to do that as well against great but like when the Browns check all the
When
boxes for the Cowboys to go, oh, we're gonna eat today.
if the
We're gonna eat
Cowboys smell blood, they go feasting.
so that's I would like you know you couldn't have played a worse defense given the circumstances.
Yeah.
Like there's not many. There's maybe honestly again like given how just horrible just how brutal the Cowboys are against offenses like that. I don't know if there's a defense you would have rather not played than them in that spot. But I hear where you're coming from. I just yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's tough because it's like, okay, well, if you bench him, you can't cut him. Like he's gonna still be on the
He's
roster.
uncuttable.
You're just gonna sit this $50+ million quarterback on your bench this year and next year. Like what?
You gotta pay the price.
And then
They
we
did
just had
this.
another lawsuit come out this week. Um, which it's in spoiler alert, it sounds a lot like the other ones. So that trend continues with him and those habits he seems to have. So this is back when he was in Houston. Like I don't mean to
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
this
forget
was
these
this
were.
is this is from the lawsuit that was filed is from an incident that the person says happened a couple years ago. But nevertheless, like yeah, it's
I mean, because you don't want him injured, because now you're gonna be paying him a bunch of money.
yeah.
I'd rather bench him and him be healthy than him to be hurt and like not showing up and like I gotta pay you this money. It's a bad look. It's a bad situation either way. The Bears made their bed with Deshaun Watson, and now you gotta lay in it. The Browns, sorry,
Yeah, you're good.
I did say the Bears.
No, you're good.
The Browns made their bed, and now they gotta lay in it. So
Yeah, and I mean, like,
it's what you get.
you can Kevin Stefanski. I do like Kevin Stefanski a lot as a coach.
He's a good coach.
And
I think he knows offense. He knows offense.
I know it's easy to also kind of be like, oh, it sucks for Kevin Stefanski. I mean, Kevin Stefanski probably also played a role in moving off of Baker, who looked awesome. I know he played against probably the worst defense in football, but he looked awesome in week one, and he got a team to the playoffs last year. He probably played a hand in moving off of Baker and bringing in Deshaun. So, like, I wasn't in the room, so I don't know how much of a. I don't imagine he's like, I don't want Deshaun Watson. I can't believe you would try to make me play with that. Like, I don't imagine that's what he was saying. So, it's easy to now be like, I can't believe we have this guy. It's like, well, you probably played a role in bringing him in.
At the time, I mean, I think it looked good because his last season was fairly. His last couple seasons were
he was an
pretty good.
elite quarterback on the market at the time. That's what everybody thought he was, and now he's not even a starter in this league. Like it's bad. So anyway, just good for the Cowboys though. Cowboys look like world beaters.
Moving on, we had the Commanders Bucks game. Yeah, Baker 289 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jaden McDaniels looked. I mean, 16 carries for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not what I want to see coming from your rookie to be your leading rusher. They did bring in Austin Eckler. I love how their running back was their leading receiver and their quarterback was their leading rusher. Don't like to see that. But I did like to. I liked. I think he had the fastest um throw. Well, what's it? The fastest.
I don't know the stat. Yeah, I'm not familiar with
How
it.
is it? How do you say it? He got the
Fast.
ball out very quickly,
Oh, quickest
basically.
release.
Quickest release. Yeah, I couldn't think. So I think it was him, Aaron Rodgers, and one more person I can't remember. But he only threw the ball 24 times. You like to see that? It was a loss. It was on the road. It's a tough game. Bucks probably are better than what we expected. Once again. So, yeah. Not wasn't great, but I think it was. You saw some pot. I don't think you walked away. Like it sucks that you lost if you're a Commanders fan, but I think you walked away. It's like okay, I think we got something here. We just need to build on that, get better throughout the upcoming weeks. It's week one. Um, yeah, Dan Quinn is probably should get this defense, back handled in the coming weeks. So you just needs that offense to catch up. But that's probably will take a little bit. All right, and then the Sunday night game. Didn't get to watch all of this. Didn't I went to bed early. But Rams Lions looked like it was as hyped up as it should have been. Lions did get the win. They looked good. Not very. I don't hate. I'm like, yeah, I think the Lions could definitely go to the Super Bowl this year. I think that like they're hungry for it, and I like that. And the Rams look good too. So, um, I think the Rams. I know it was a tough loss, but I think the Rams look good as well. So they're going to be a tough team in the NFC this year. So watch out for
That
both
was
of these teams.
my That was my NFC Championship prediction right there. The Rams and the Lions. Like we basically just got a preview. I think the Lions will win that game. I mean, yeah, Matt Stafford. He kind of did the Matt Stafford thing, right, where he did all the heroics and did everything except actually win the game.
Yeah,
That's
he did have a pick.
Yeah, that's what he's been his basically whole career minus the 1 year he won the Super Bowl at the Rams. Like I don't mean to
It
brag, but like
happens.
it was an amazing game by him. Puka Nakua goes out, the offensive line's banged up, your defense is probably not even that good. All you have is really Cooper Cup and Kyron. Like the
Yeah,
tight end was out. You're on the road against who I think is the best team in the NFC. I mean that was to force overtime, and it's such a bummer when you do all that, you come back, you're in control of the game. The Lions do enough to force overtime, and you don't even see the ball again. Like tragic. But as far as the Lions go, Lions got outplayed. But I mean, this is what a
you mean the
good team
Rams?
does. The
You mean the
Lions,
Rams?
I think the Lions in the back half of that game got outplayed by the Rams. Like they were controlling that game, and then they just shat the bed at the end of the game and let the Rams back into it. But despite that, they pulled off the win because that's what good teams do. Good teams
That's
get
what good
outplayed
teams do.
and take care of business situationally, and that's exactly what the Lions did. So, I feel really good about both the Lions and the Rams after this game because I saw things from them that made me confident in both teams.
Yeah, yep. And then, whew, this Monday night game. What a oh
Yeah, I bet.
oh
I
it was
bet.
perfect.
I
It was
bet.
fun. It was chef's kiss. If only Brandon Ayuk had caught that perfectly
Oh
thrown
yeah, then
ball,
it could have been 31 to
per
19.
even it would been better. Like it was an A plus. This was an A plus. This was an A game. It could have been an A plus. And that's the 49ers whooping ass on the Jets there. Yeah. Uh, Look, man, I know it was. We were talking about it last. We're like, could Brock Purdy win the MVP? Look, bro, and we're like, oh, he's not that good. He's not elite, bro. He has Kyle Shanahan cooking up plays for him with his like offensive genius. He knows how to scheme. Like without Christian McCaffrey, they get this dude Nick May. What's his name? Nick Mason. Oh,
No.
Jason Mason. No,
No,
not
not
Jason. Jordan
Jordan.
Mason.
Jordan Mason. That's it.
Jordan Mason.
Jason
Okay.
Mason.
Okay. I was like, that's not. I was like, who is named Jason Mason? Um. um. So, like he's out here going for 100 yards. Brock Purdy, like he had some bad throws. Like he's not elite. I'm not putting him in the elite category, but I think that tier 2 quarterback. Like he is a solid, damn good quarterback, bro. And you saw it this game. He did struggle here and there, but I think once Sauce Gardner, I think, sat out for that for whatever. I don't know why he was sitting out, but like he really cooked them, and it just kept going, and they just ran the ball as and yeah, I think the biggest winner outside the 49ers was Hassan Reddick, who is still on his couch eating up a lot of fines. I think he missed.
$2.8 million right now.
Yeah,
800K for every game he's gonna miss from here on out.
800. God, can you imagine
That's
just
insane.
walking out on
Like that's a
800K?
that's a lot of money even for an NFL player. Like that's an insane amount of money.
So I don't know who's winning in this situation. The Jets need him, and I guess he wants a contract to pay off
They
these
need him
these
bad.
fines. They need him
Their
bad.
defensive line is good, but it's very thin.
I mean, without it's just Quinn Williams, and it's like kind of like other than that,
I mean their personnel's like their defensive
it's
personnel is really
good.
good.
I didn't want to
When
make
you
it seem like I don't think it's not good.
you can just run the ball all day long. Like you're sitting there, you're just like at some point you have to switch out guys, and if you don't got guys to switch out, like you're gonna take
He's getting
punches.
tired.
Yeah, Hassan Reddick. Yeah, they need him bad. Like I really do think that probably gives him some leverage in this because. I mean, maybe they're like, look, it's 49ers. It's first game. It's on
Hey,
the
it
road.
could.
Like,
Yeah,
we got the Titans next week. If we beat up bad on the Titans, we're right back to where we need to be.
yeah.
So not all hope is not lost. But yeah, I mean, Hassan Reddick had to be loving what he was seeing.
But yeah, and then Aaron Rodgers, he kind of looked kind of
Yeah, I mean, when he was on the
kind of
field, he was never on the field.
I mean, yeah, he was never on the field. I mean, outside of that drive,
At the beginning,
at
yeah.
the beginning, and then that what was it? Def- what's the defense? What do you call it? Offsides or whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh
Free
yeah.
play.
Yeah.
The free play. Like he's still, for some reason, he's still so good at that. But it is what it is.
He could be 60 years old and still be good at that. Like
Yeah.
that's just Aaron Rodgers.
Outside of those two plays, or those two drives, it was pretty much nothing from the Jets. So, yeah,
All right.
that's about it.
Well,
For
Christian,
me, week one.
I want to take some time with you before we say goodbye to week one. I wanted to give you some statements.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give some hard takes here.
It is week one, so I saw some strong takes this
It's
week.
overreaction week. I want you
Overreaction.
to tell me: is this statement an overreaction or nope? That's a legitimate statement right there. That's real. All right, you
Okay.
ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right. First off, we'll stick with that with the game we just talked about. The Jets are in fact not a good team. Their defense is not good. It's thin. It's overrated, and Aaron Rodgers on offense will not produce what he needs to produce in order for this team to find the playoffs this year. Is that an overreaction to Week 1, or is that a real concern?
Contrary to popular belief, well, my belief, because I did not like the Jets coming into the season. Um, this has got 9-8. This has got a 9-8 record written all over this team. So I'm gonna say it's an overreaction. I think they're gonna struggle versus, as we saw against the 49ers on Monday. They're gonna struggle versus the good teams. I think they got some layups here and there, but I think they have the Chiefs. They play
They play the
the
Bills twice. They play the
they play the
Dolphins twice.
Bills twice, Dolphins. I'll say they split with the Dolphins. But yeah, this has 9-8 written all over their face. Like it's like Aaron Rodgers threw it to three guys. Four
Yeah.
guys, if you want to count, I think the one ball Tyler Conklin caught. But it was Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard, and that was it. And it was mostly Garrett Wilson
Yeah,
and
Alan
Brees
Lazard
Hall.
was catching passes when it was kind of over.
Like
Um,
it's yeah, the like are the Patriot like how the Patriots looked versus the Bengals. Like, is that a layup? Is that a layup anymore? I don't know.
that's true. They got them twice too. So
They play the Texans. The Cardinals, I think, are feisty. The Colts, I think, are good. Seahawks, Jags, Dolphins, like Rams. I thought they played the Chiefs this year.
I thought they did too, but I guess not. No,
I guess not.
I
They do
hear a
not
lot
play
of
the
what you're
Chiefs. I
saying.
guess they did that last year. I
Like,
think.
and we're gonna talk about the Bengals here in just a
The
second.
Steelers, like they play the Come on, like they play some hard teams and some good defenses.
And I'm gonna bring up the Bengals here in just a second, but like whereas the Bengals, it's like, man, you really needed to beat the Patriots. You know,
Yeah.
like if you want to achieve what you want to achieve, you can't lose to the Patriots. You can lose to the 49ers. Like, there's no team that's gonna lose to the 49ers and go, I can't believe we just did that. Like, the 49ers are one of the best teams in football. So, no, I'm with you. I had them going 8-9, 9-8 feels. Like, it's that's what this team feels like to me.
8-9-9, yeah.
You know, Aaron Rodgers' first game back off an Achilles. You know, I get the news of Christian McCaffrey being out is probably cool, but I do wonder if, you know, you game plan for Christian McCaffrey all week, and then
Well, I think there's
game, like, that changes your defensive game plan, if at all.
well, I gotta look it up, but I think there's something happening or trying to happen with that. Let's see if I can find it.
Oh yeah, there's like a potential investigation or something.
Yeah,
like
because they didn't tell. Yeah, because they didn't say.
The NFL wasn't investigating that.
Oh, okay. I may have just saw it, but I'm not. I can't find it right now.
All right, I got another one for you, Christian. How about this one? Given the fact that they just lost to the Patriots, Week 2 against the Chiefs is now a must-win for the Bengals.
Well, I don't think they're gonna win.
Is it a
spoiler alert?
Is it a win for them?
I mean, for seeding purposes, hell yeah, it is.
I
like
agree.
This is an AFC. This is the team you're gonna be competing for to get to the Super Bowl. This is a team you might have to play in the AFC Championship more than likely. I mean, yeah, you hate to say it, it's week 2. It's not a must win. Like, we gotta win this, but it's a guys, we need to win this.
I think it is like exactly what you said, because again, like, obviously nobody's getting eliminated, but you know, I have the Bengals. You do too. Going to the Super Bowl. I have them as the number 1 seed. And I had them in my picking of their schedule. I had them 2-0 through 2 weeks. Now they lose the Patriots and beat the Chiefs. It's like, okay,
I think I had them. I think I had them 1-1 maybe.
But dude, I don't think there's any math that you start at 0-2 and still get the number 1 seed. Like, if you start at 0-2 and one of those losses is to a team that you could be competing for that number 1 seed with, I think there's no chance of you ever of getting the number 1 seed at that point.
Unless the Chiefs, unless something unfortunate happens to the Chiefs. But yeah. Knock on wood. I don't want that to happen.
Knock on wood. But I do think this is a must win. I don't think you can fall down 0-2. Like, not to achieve. Like, if you do, you're basically saying, well, I guess we're going to play the wild card round. I guess we're going to be on the road when we go to play the Chiefs if we make it to that point. So.
Yeah, no, not an overreaction. Yeah, no, it's a must win. It is.
All right, the Texans are the clear cut best team in the AFC South.
Well, it's them. They won.
They're the only team that won.
The only team that won. Yeah, because they played each other, and then the Jags played the Dolphins. And the Titans lost. I mean, Titans have been out of it. Even if they had won that Bears game, I still wouldn't consider them top contenders. Jags 8-9, 9-8, got it written all over their face. Maybe I do have them as like the 7th seed, so I mean they could get it at like 10-7, but and then the Colts are gonna be interesting. That was we'll see what happens when they meet up again. I think it's the second one will be in Houston. That is going to be very, very interesting. But Anthony Richardson looked great. CJ Stroud obviously looked great. I can't wait to this. I wouldn't say clear cut, but I mean I would say it's an overreaction, but it at least looks like a 2-man race between the Texans and the Colts.
I think it's an overreaction as well. I totally understand why the Texans are at this point the favorites, but I still believe in the Colts. I think the Colts they're playing the Packers, who the Packers are going to be trotting out a backup. I think that's going to be a good win for them.
I think
It's probably going to be
Malik Willis.
yeah. And they're going to get another stab at the Texans, so give Anthony Richardson some more reps, let him get some more wins under his belt. Like I think the Colts are going to come along and be just fine. Yeah. So okay, cool. How about this one? Bryce Young is a bust.
Man. No.
Not an overreaction, or it is?
I don't think it's an overreaction.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Dude, I saw a whole season of this, and you start your season off like getting embarrassed. I know it was on the road in New Orleans, but man, dude, well, yeah, no, it's not an overreaction. But man, dude, you gotta show me something, bro. You gotta show me something, dude, because this is awful. You got Panthers fans going under the Panthers 9/11 Instagram post saying like, we remember 9/11, and people are like, oh, they got it worse than us, and it's like, whoa, okay. Like, the fan base is not doing well right now.
No, I mean, and they should. I mean, this is. I have to.
People are crazy.
It sucks because when like Jamarcus Russell's a bust. It's like because Jamarcus Russell's not likable. The guy's doing scummy things. He's a liar. He's lazy. Like he's just not. He's not cut out to be a quarter. Like Bryce Young seems like he's a good guy, good kid, has a good head on his shoulders. He just does not have what it takes. He is too small. He doesn't have the arm talent. He's not a good enough athlete. Like, he just does not have what it takes to be that NFL quarterback. And it sucks to say because, like, I'm always weary saying people are a bust because, like, like Dante Fowler. Dante Fowler was taken super high in the draft when he was taken. Dante Fowler is nowhere near what a first-round talent. He's not Aiden Hutchinson. He's not Nick Bosa. Yeah. He's not one of these high-end first-round talents that are taken. Does that make him a bust? I don't think so. Like, just because somebody looked at...
He's still in the league, right?
I mean, he's a journeyman, solid rotational player. Like, just because somebody looked at Dante Fowler, who was probably a third-round, fourth-round guy, and said that's a first-round guy, that's not Dante Fowler's fault.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Bryce Young is even a draftable player, though. Like even as a backup, I'm like... I wouldn't want him as my backup. Like he can't do it. He cannot play at this level. He just can't. So, yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Like, I think that's the difference in a bust. Like, if he was a third round, fourth round talent that just got too overhyped, I don't think that's a bust. I think that's just somebody misunderstanding what his talent level is. But I don't even know if he is that. So, yeah, it sucks. How about this one? With Jordan Love out for a month, the Packers are dead.
Overreaction.
Right.
Look, I still okay. The Malik Willis starting does not help.
I'm nervous.
The Malik Willis does not help as their starter. I imagine Matt LaFleur is trying to take the ball out of his hands as much as humanly possible. Not dead because I like Matt LaFleur. Now, if that defense does not get fixed, then they might be because Jesus Christ, they were terrible at stopping. They were like 32nd last year, stopping the run, and they were just letting Saquon do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, can't stop the run, which does not.
Couldn't stop the back, or barely.
I mean, they fall behind.
It's over.
And they can't get off the field situationally on defense. So if you're going to combine that with a quarterback who can't run anything but like a run-first offense, you're in trouble. I am worried about the Packers.
I do trust Matt LaFleur. I do trust him.
Yeah. I mean, and Matt LaFleur has earned the benefit of the doubt. I just, if he's out 4 games even, and they go 1-3, you're a 1-4 team with maybe the
we've
they
seen.
did last year. But I also think the NFC's better than it was last year. I think their division is better
Okay,
than it was
Caleb.
last year. I mean, well, it's not even Caleb's, but hey, you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
How about this one? And we got a couple more. Sorry.
No, you.
The Falcons are not good. They are overhyped. They're overrated. This is not a playoff team. They will not even have a winning record this year.
I'll say overreaction. But no, I'll say overreaction. It's week one. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. The defense looked good. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. And it's going to take a minute. It's new quarterback. He's coming off an injury. I still like this team. I still like their pieces. I like Drake London. I like Bijan, Kyle Pitts. I like him. O-line's good. So I want to give it some time for this offense to catch up. But yeah, I'm gonna say overreaction, but it did not look great. I cannot defend what happened on Sunday. Cannot defend that.
I also think it's an overreaction. I think too, if you want to be super positive, maybe even positive to a toxic degree, you could be like, well, their defense was actually better than we thought. Now they're playing the Steelers' offense, which is nothing to write home about. But I have faith that their offense will at least become relevant and competent to a degree, because I think Kirk Cousins, even if he's not what he used to be, I think he's still fine. Still
a solid guy.
I had them losing this game but still going 9-8, which for me would win the division. I just, again, 36-year-old quarterback off an Achilles injury on a new team with a new coach playing one of the best defenses in football is just, you're almost never going to win that game. Like, it's just not happening. So yeah, I'm with you. I think it's an overreaction as well. But a lot of people selling their Falcons stock after that loss.
I keep an eye on it. I'm still holding on to mine, but I'm eyeing it though.
How about the Cowboys are contenders in the NFC?
All right, overreaction. All right. This is what they look. We'll see if the Browns are a bad team. That is yet to be decided just yet. I'm not gonna say the Browns are a bad team. I'm biting my tongue because I want to say it, but I'm not gonna say it. But no, man, this is what they do. Like, this is what they do. They, like we just talked about at the beginning of the show, if they smell blood in the water, they are going to eat you. They are going to eat you up, and that's what they did. Deshaun Watson couldn't get anything generated on offense. Micah Parsons looked good. He had a sack, all that stuff. What's his name?
Brandon Aubrey.
Brandon Aubrey?
Brandon Aubrey.
Okay. Kicker was good. Like, yeah, it just hit the. It was just the Cowboys' day. That game is because Deshaun couldn't play, can't play. Yeah. So I'm not gonna buy into it. Like, I don't care. They can win their little 12-10 games again, and we're gonna get to the playoffs. We'll see. Well, wild card ain't guaranteed like it used to be. But divisional, they make it to the divisional round. Yeah, I'm done. That's when I sell my Cowboy stock.
Yeah, I tend to agree. This week one against the Browns had a very similar vibe to last year, where it's like you're playing a Giants team on the road. The Giants, they went to the playoffs last year. Maybe they're a real team. Bad offensive line.
Damn, are you saying the Browns are a bad team?
Dude, hey, Cowboys played a team on the road. Went to the playoffs last year. Bad quarterback, bad O-line, or banged up. Like, they have a lot of the same feelings as that Giants team the Cowboys played last year.
Man, if the Browns are bad.
I'm just saying. All right, last one. The Saints are actually really good.
Overrated.
Overreaction.
You get to beat up on this quarterback that can't play. They lost that. They traded away their best defensive player. Like, come on now. Yeah. you get to, you beat up on a divisional opponent. Good job, all that stuff. They were very bad. You did what you had to do. You did what you were supposed to. Dennis Allen and Derek Carr. You did what you're supposed to do. Now let's do that against the Cowboys that are coming in next week.
They coming to us.
Oh, they're okay. I thought they were coming in.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's
go on the road. Let's see what you try to put up 40 points against Dallas. Let's see how that works.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I will amend a little bit. I don't think they're a 4-13 team. They might be a 6-11 team.
You did.
They
I
might
don't
be a
think
6-11
I didn't have them
team.
that bad.
Oh yeah, I have them. I think they're gonna be terrible.
I didn't think they were that bad.
Maybe they won't be one of the worst teams in the league, but I think they'll be down there. So okay, that is overreaction. Any I guess overreaction week. Any other I guess topics you want to talk about? Any other statements you want to give that you think might or might not be an overreaction?
No.
All right.
That's about it.
All right. Well, Christian, it's time to bury week 1. It's over. It's done. We take what we learned, put it on our back, and we move on into week 2. The season is flying by.
Already.
So I want you to
go so fast.
Go into your tiers, Christian. It's that time. Give us your tiers. What do your tiers look like?
Alrighty. Can't wait. All right. So my tiers, starting off at the bottom, we call the bottom tier next season.
Oh no! Really quick, did you create? We'll have to start doing this where you create an actual tiers, and I can put it up as a graphic for when we.
Oh, I should have sent it to you.
You can send it to me really quick. I can work it up to our thing.
How did I do this last time? Oh, save.
If you want to send it to me. I can put it up as a presentation so the viewers can see it. The viewer, we're at like
the viewer.
Thanks for rocking with us, whoever you are. I don't
know
if it's somebody I know. If it's somebody I know, you're special to me. You're special to me. And if you are somebody I don't know, you are also special to me for rocking with us because you've been watching this thing for 50 minutes.
Okay, I will. Oh, no. Never mind. It's not showing up on my. It's saying it's downloaded, but it's downloaded.
It's all right. We can figure. I'll
create an account next time. I didn't know I had to create an account. My bad. All right, bottom tier next season. Next season, I got the Panthers and the Giants.
Man.
Don't think I need to explain myself there. Daniel Jones has thrown more pick sixes than touchdowns since he's gotten his contract. I know he did get injured last. Something like that. I think that's like the stat. I think that's the stat. I don't care if he got hurt.
That's insane.
I think that's the stat. Let me look for it real quick.
I'll look it up. You keep talking.
Yeah, Daniel Jones has more pick sixes than touchdown passes since signing a $160 million deal. It was by Bleacher Report.
More touchdowns to the defense than the offense. That's literally what that means.
Yep. All right, just above that tier, hey, we got as expected. As expected. I got the Broncos on the road against Seattle. Yeah, didn't look great. As expected. Didn't expect the 42. Didn't expect him to throw the damn ball 42 times, but it is what it is. But as expected, they lose. The Titans wasn't expected they were going to win this game, but then choking it away as they did. Will Levis throwing the game-sealing interception.
As expected.
Well, I expected them to lose, but the way they lost. The way they lost was
that feels like the way one of the worst teams in the league would lose.
Yeah. Then I got the Raiders.
Oh man.
Not very. Low. Yeah, I didn't think they were going to be that good anyway. But as expected, they were going on the road to the Chargers against John Harbaugh. I thought they were going to lose, and they did. Jim Harbaugh. Every time I'm like, it's John. I'm like, it's John. And it's like, no, it's Jim, Christian. And then the Commanders, again, starting a rookie quarterback on the road. As expected, they lose, like against a pretty good Bucs team. So, who
They got
we
a good
probably
defense, good
doubted them.
defensive personnel, good defensive head coach. Like at
Yeah.
the very least.
So as expected, and this is just week one, just so everyone knows, this is just week one.
Well, it's also you
Things
can't.
will change. Things will change, and the teams will move up, go down, whatever.
It's also just vibes. I mean,
And it's just vibes.
you don't
Yeah,
even pick the list.
yeah. It's just what they tell me. It's what this is what they do. What these NFL teams do on Thursday, Monday, and Sunday is what translates. So just above as expected, we got not impressed. Not impressed. And it's just two teams here. I got the Vikings and the Bears.
Oh
Not
man,
impressed.
I was impressed with the Vikings.
Ah,
I was
I
impressed.
didn't think the Giants were very good. I didn't think they were going to be
either.
very good, and
Sam
they
Darnold.
weren't.
Sam Darnold
Let's
was on
let's
a
see
bum.
Sam Darnold. Okay, let's see Sam Darnold
Playing the
versus
49ers.
playing the 49. Let's see. Okay, well, I'll ask you. I'll remember that, Jake. I'll put a pin in that one. I'll put a pin in that, Jake, and I'll ask you that next
week. I'm
week.
picking the Vikings in any capacity.
And then the Bears, Caleb Williams didn't throw over 100 yards. Wasn't that great. Ran back like 20 yards one play I saw. So he said he apologized to some projects in Chicago. It's like, you ain't got to do all that. But yeah, Kate, I don't know how true this is, but apparently Caleb Williams reportedly visited zero block in an effort to make amends with the people of Chicago after O block. Okay, I didn't know if it was O or zero. Sorry, O block in an effort to make amends with the people of Chicago after his performance in Week 1. I don't know how true this is. I just saw it on Twitter,
the
and I was
ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Right. I'm like, really? So, but I wasn't impressed. They got the win. I'm impressed with that defense. I am that, but it wasn't versus the Titans. So
I went to O block and said, "My bad, y'all."
My bad, guys.
Fun fact. So that's Parkway Gardens Apartments.
Oh yeah, you lived in Chicago.
Yeah. If you go read the Parkway Gardens reviews, they're hilarious. They're like, I'll read just really quick. I'll just read some right now. I'm sorry. I know this is like absolutely off. Oh man, I can't find it right now.
Oh man.
Reviews. There they are.
This is like a huge apartment complex, or
it's a famous complex. It's like it's like super dangerous, but it's here it is right here. Okay, so I refuse to let excellence go unnoticed. Oh man, no. Hey, just ignore me.
Oh man. Okay.
I can keep looking.
Keep looking.
I'm having a hard time because it's taking me to different. Oh, where do I start? What a place! It's really nice and quiet. It's full of people who care about you and your family's safety. Wow, these are some actual reviews. Oof. All right, well, we're not gonna read those. Those are scary.
That's scary.
So anyway, continue.
Okay. I'm gonna let you guess I'm gonna say. So Jake, for this one, I'm just gonna say the name that I have for the tier, and I want you to guess what team I have it in.
All right.
What team it is, and it's the tier just above not impressed. What did I say?
Okay.
What did I say?
Well, the Jets are in there.
You got it.
The
New York, the only team. Okay. What did I say? I don't believe in this team.
I can't believe I have to be the Jets defender on this podcast.
I don't believe in this team, bro. They're not that good. It's Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, and that's it. And then the defense did look good.
My favorite thing.
It was rough.
My favorite thing about the Jets is watching Nat
Hackett
hold the play sheet on the sidelines. It's like when you give your little brother the controller that's unplugged as a kid. Like that's what I think of when I see Nat Hackett holding a play call sheet. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cute. Yeah, of course, Nat. Of course you can play. Sure, Nat. Here's a play sheet. He's like, okay, on this play, and Aaron's like, you got it, buddy.
Like dude. Like, can we stop with the Jets winning the AFC East and the Jets going to the Super Bowl. Can we? I hope that died down this week. I don't know if it did, but I knew what was going to happen, and it happened. So what did I say?
Peter Schrager has Aaron Rodgers winning the MVP and the Jets as the number one seed in the
Bro,
AFC.
I saw. I was telling you about this. So it's on Fox Sports. It's called the Breakfast Call.
The breakfast call? I don't know if I'm familiar with that one.
It's Breakfast something, I think. And they had a New York. I didn't know they had a New York Jets guy. And so when they were
Oh,
doing
the
their
Breakfast Club?
no, not the Breakfast Club. It's something else. Then
Okay.
check Fox Sports. It's one I think that comes on like early in the morning. It's on Fox Sports.
Yeah, I got you, but continue.
And I didn't know, so I had turned it on, and didn't know this guy was. They had a
Breakfast
Jets
Ball.
guy, Breakfast Ball. I didn't know they had a Jets guy on there, and so they're like giving their predictions, and then he goes and he's like, he puts on the big Jets hat, and he's like, Jets number one, and I'm like, you have the Jets going number one and number one in the AFC, and then he had the audacity to put the Kansas City Chiefs as the 4th seed. Like they're some petty ass franchise. Like that just got lucky and messed around and made the playoffs. It's like, what are we doing here? So I'm hopefully all that died down. We'll see. But again,
Yeah.
what did I say?
No, it's embarrassing. A lot of people are embarrassing themselves with these Jets takes.
It's crazy, man. All right. But just above that tier, we got Houston. We got a problem. Just two teams in this one. I got Cleveland which is funny, and Atlanta because the previous quarterback used to play in Houston. We got a problem here. With the Browns, it's the quarterback, and for the Falcons, it could be the quarterback or the offense. Don't know just yet. I'm gonna give the Falcons just a little bit of grace, but Deshaun, you do not get grace. You gonna get benched, my guy. It's gonna happen if you keep playing like ass. Because
And
you been ass.
on that note, I do want to say Raheem Morris has been a head coach before. Like it was a long time ago. Like it's kind of wild to see Raheem Morris pop back up because it's been years. But he coached the Buccaneers um, from 2009 to 2011, and he was actually the interim head coach for Atlanta in 2020 after they fired um, Dan Quinn.
Arthurson.
Dan Quinn. They fired Dan Quinn, and he became the interim. So this is actually his second time as the Falcons head coach. Oddly enough, but I mean, first season with the Buccaneers in 09, 3-13. Second year, 10-6, pretty good. Third year, 4-12, fired, and then as the interim coach for the Falcons, he was 4-7. So like, I mean, his record as a head coach is now 21-39. Like he's not. I'm not saying like I don't know if he's going to work out as a coach.
I mean, he sound like he might not. Now that you're saying it, something about it. All right, just above that tier, we got needs tech support. We need to call. What's that? It's the Best Buy.
Geek
Uh,
Squad.
Geek Squad. We can call Geek Squad. Get something fixed out here because what's going on? And it's just the one team, the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah,
Good one.
you were supposed to win that one. You were supposed to win week one, and maybe not handily as the spread had suggested, but you were supposed to win that game. And you had two turnovers. Joe Burrow didn't look great. It was just an awful experience. They didn't have T Higgins. It just didn't look good. It just didn't look good. And yeah. So Bengals, you got a big game week two. Step it up. Is Joe Burrow like Joe Burrow? Is your wrist okay, my man? What's happening here? Are we gonna? I don't know.
Or
All
my
right.
dad would ask me, "Did you restart it, son?"
And then just above this here, I got the played well in week one. So it's probably all the teams you expect. I got the Patriots, the Saints, the Steelers, the Cardinals, even though they lost. But they were in that game for a lot of it. But just couldn't finish it out. And then I got the Jaguars, just the first half of the Jaguars, obviously. The second half didn't look great. But they played well in week one. So yeah, those are those teams.
Nice.
Just above them, I got better than we thought. Up there, I got the Buccaneers. Um, obviously, Baker played phenomenal, four
He was the
touchdowns,
best quarterback in week 1.
285. Yeah, it was a great win for them. They were playing the Commanders though, but
Yeah, worst
hey,
defense in the league, possibly for sure.
hey, you played well in week one. I got the Packers. I know they did lose, but I thought they, at least offensively, they look like they didn't miss a beat. They need to finish. They need to learn how to finish drives. And Jordan Love has to get healthy. I know suffering that MCL. I don't know if it's not a tear. Is it like a
It's a
pull or something?
sprain.
Sprain. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
sprain.
so he needs to get back healthy. But I still believe in the Packers. I think they'll still be a good team. The Chargers are up here. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh got his first win. Looked great. Didn't ask Justin Herbert to be superhuman. He didn't turn the ball over. They ran the ball well and played good defense. It was against the Raiders, but they do have something to build on. And they do have something to build on into further weeks. The Colts better than I thought. I do think I had the no. I had the Jags second and the Colts third. So Colts could be good. Um, I,
Same.
I'm rooting for them. I am rooting for them. So they were almost in the playoffs last year, and it,
Almost
it
won the
was just
division
almost won their division.
with
So
Gardner Minshew.
so yeah, I think the Colts are better than I expected. The Dolphins are on this one here. Wasn't great in that first half, but we showed some grit in the second half, keeping them scoreless. Javon Holland knocking that ball out on Etienne. Um, was it Kendall Fuller? But that one play where it was fourth and two, fourth and three, or something like that, and it was just very good pursuit by everyone on that defense. Jalen Ramsey setting the edge, so Etienne had to cut back across the field, and then I can't remember if it was whatever Fuller it is, corner making the tackle, like seeing Etienne cut back and him immediately planting and not even looking at Etienne, but going to the spot he knows he's going to try to get to cut up and to make that play was something I don't think we saw a lot last year. So crossing my fingers that we're a different team this year. But yeah, I think we're better than we thought. That was a nice gritty win we had against Jacksonville week one. We will see how week tomorrow goes. And then I couldn't think of anything funny for this one, so I just put yeah.
Okay.
So this is the tier. Yeah, this is the third tier. Texans, Bills, Eagles, and Seahawks. I like all these
I
teams.
love where you're going with this, Christian.
I like all these teams. Yeah, I think all of these teams are very good. I like Seattle. I know you're not that very high on Seattle. I like Seattle. I know you're not very high on the Eagles, but they
Definitely.
at least
That's a
did good. They
90s team.
they at least look good in week one.
They gonna win this weekend though. They're gonna be 2-0. I'm telling you.
Saquon had 3 touchdowns. This is pretty good. All right,
Almost
and
a
then
stud.
I put maybe yeah, maybe. So I got the Ravens, Lions, 49ers, Rams, and I put the Cowboys up here. Don't know why I have the Cowboys way up here,
Ooh,
but
yeah.
they did look good.
I'll take it.
They just slipped. I don't know how they got up there. They just slipped
That's
past me
the
there.
Cowboys' constant condition.
they
Like
just,
how did they do that? How did they win 12 games? What the
I don't know how they snuck up there, but I let they got they passed it. They passed the vibe check. So I don't know, maybe. And then, as you know, last the top tier, as everyone's if don't listen to this to their tier list if they don't have this team at the top, and it's the
power
not like
ranking all
us.
of it.
Yeah, if you don't have this team at the top, do not listen to this person. They don't know what they're talking about, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs. Just keeping on. Xavier Worthy, man, I am pissed at the Bills for letting them get this man. So, yeah, they look good. Defense look good. Offensively, I think they're still going to be good. Um, yeah, I'm not happy.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I really like the tier
That's
list
it.
though.
What'd you think?
I liked it a lot. I thought again, it's kind of hard to see. Next week I'll be able to actually like view it, so I'm able to have a better sense. But no, I mean I agreed with most of it. I think again like the Cowboys are probably a little too high.
Yeah,
Um,
they snuck. I don't know how they snuck
they
past me right there.
they really shouldn't. They should probably be in that tier below with the Eagles.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's about where they belong. Um, but I think Lions, Rams, Niners, all in that. The Ravens even. I think that's a
I felt
really
like I maybe should have moved the Ravens down, but they had a good week 1 game. Like
yeah.
it didn't get finished. I think they has a lot to be desired. They need to work on the offensive line. They were starting what like three new start
Offensive linemen, yeah,
yeah
brand new
starting
offensive lineman and a new defensive coordinator with some
and
defensive
yeah.
pieces. It was a tough spot. It was.
Excuse me.
That's
Sorry.
again why I think I was so down on them just in that week 1 matchup, and you and I both picked the Chiefs. So no, I mean I still have faith in the Ravens. They're still going to be a really good team. The Cowboys played them in week 3, and I am beyond terrified of that game. I have no confidence that the Cowboys are going to come out of that with a win, but nevertheless, I thought it was a good list. I had one other team I wanted to hit on, but they
You
are
remember which one?
escaping me now.
Was
So
it the Raiders,
no, it is what it is. It's fine. It was a good list. Yeah,
Cardinal,
good stuff.
Bengal?
Good stuff. All right. Well, we've come to
The gambling
Jake's
section.
picks. Now,
Jake's
Christian,
bet.
I have full disclosure here.
Full disclosure.
I look so forward to this segment every week. I
You do.
I look for it's my favorite thing I do on the podcast. I can't get enough of it. I love it. I dreaded this week. I dreaded this week. Because of the recap from last week, which you're gonna have weeks that you lose. It's not a big deal, but then also making picks this week. So really quick, we'll talk about it. Let's talk about last week. Went 2-3. Same as last year. Started out 2-3, followed up with a 4-1 performance in week 2 last year. So hopefully I can keep that trend alive. Get back to 60% with 4-1 next week. We'll see. But go through the 5 really quick. I had the Packers on Friday night +2, covering most of that game. Covering most of that game. Yeah. That was one that everything I read, all the people I talked to, all the people I listened to, everything was screaming at me, do not bet the Packers +2 here. Either stay away from this game or bet the Eagles. And I just liked it so much, I ignored it all, and it was a mistake. So won't make that mistake again.
I assuming you're staying away from this tomorrow.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Ooh.
But yes, I am staying away from it.
Oh.
I'll
No, I would. I do not. I do not. I wouldn't touch this game either. That's spooky. I'm surprised we're favored. That's what's getting me. I'm surprised we're favored.
We'll talk about it. But getting into Sunday's games, I had the Colts +3. That was a hit. Best bet of the week. Barely covered, but they covered. Had the Panthers +4. Rough. That was tragic. That was dead. It was dead immediately. I mean, they
from the jump.
a long touchdown. I was like 7-0. I was like, okay, that sucks, but it's fine. And then they kicked a field goal a couple minutes later, and I was like, okay, 10-0. They got 17-0 up. I was like, yeah, it's over. That bet is just dead. And it was 47-10. So worst bet of the week, but at the end of the day, it's just 0-1, I guess. We had the Steelers +3.5. That was the best bet of the week. Easily the best bet.
You see Mike Tomlin underdog. You gotta take it.
You just take it. I mean, there's just all the circumstances lined up, all the data lined up. I loved that bet so much. I was shocked when, I loved it. It was easy. I think a lot of people got burned on betting the Falcons. Like, you messed up. You shouldn't have bet the Falcons. And then we go to Monday night for the 5th game. I had the Giants in it originally. I took them out and put the Jets in. Both of them were losses. It didn't matter. I had the Jets +4.5, and they got shellacked for a 2-3 record. Now, I want to give some context on some things here because I know it's easy to look and go, the Jets, bro, the Jets, the Panthers. Look, at the beginning of the year, we don't have any data. We don't know anything about these teams. We have some semblance of an idea of some of these teams, but like, we don't
You
truly
don't truly, yeah.
anything about a lot of these teams. We don't truly know if the Panthers are actually going to be as bad as they were last year. Most of the time in the NFL, a team is as bad as they were last year. They get a new coach. They still have a young quarterback. They tend to take a step forward the following year. They're getting 4 points against a division. All you have to go off of, if you don't have info on that, is the trends. All you can do is look at the trends and go, in this spot, a team that is an underdog at home against a division rival like the Colts were. The Colts were at home, underdogs against a division rival. They cover 60+% of the time, whatever that number might be. That's all you have to go off of. So the early games are a lot of trend banging. That's why last year I had the Cowboys in New York playing the Giants. Giants were getting +3. It's like, well, I don't want to bet it because I think the Cowboys are going to win by more than 3 points. But the trend says you take the underdog at home against the division rival plus the points. And if you bet that every time, even though you're going to lose some 40-0, even though you're going to get embarrassed sometimes, you will win that 55+% of the time. And you're going to make money if you do it every single time. So that means there's some losses along the way, but in the aggregate, you will be right most of the time. So that's really all you have to go off of in week 1 and week 2, really, is those kinds of trends. So when I bet the Jets not because I'm like, Jets, you watch, they're going to surprise people this year. I bet them because the team that loses the Super Bowl covers only like 30% of the time in their first game of the year after they've lost the Super Bowl. I also bet the Jets because the 49ers had all this turmoil going into that game that we knew about. That is all we know, right? Like, we don't know, 49ers are going to show up and they're going to destroy the Jets. Like, we don't know that. All we have is what's in front of us at the time. So, betting against the Niners in that spot was stupid on Monday. Yes.
I knew that.
But
maybe not destroyed, but
if you bet that trend every single year, you will make money over the course of time. So you just got to bet the trends and pray for the best. It just didn't work out this year. The teams, underdogs, it was like short underdogs or something. They cover like 60+% of the time. They were 4-8 this week. They covered 33% of the time. So it was just a bad week. Just sucked. It is what it is.
Jake, you say you're bad at gambling.
I was bad at gambling this. I went 2-3. Like, there's no defense of it. Now, let's get into this week. I hate this week. I have never in my life hated or felt less confident in the year and a half I've been doing this segment. I have never in my life felt as less confident about my picks as I do in this week. So I have a couple that I like all right. That's as good as it gets. Because, again, are we betting the trends? You know what the trends tell you? You got to bet the Raiders +9 against the Ravens on the road. You want to bet that? I sure shit don't. You want to bet the Browns +3 against the Jaguars? I sure don't. You want to bet the Panthers +6 at home? They're +6 at home as an underdog. You got to bet that against the Chargers, right? I sure don't want to bet that. So, it was a tough week. And there may be some changes when we get to Friday or Sunday whenever I put the final list out. But, I went into this week looking, and I'm like, man, I have, no feel for so many of these games. And then I go and listen to all the podcasts I listen to, all the gambling podcasts, talk to a couple of people I know, and they're in the same exact boat as me. They're either in the same boat as me, or they're like, bro, you got to bet the Browns. You got to bet the Browns. I'm like, dude, I am not betting the fucking Browns.
Oh, there's just the Jags on the road. +3, I guess. 3.5.
It's
give or take.
It's brutal, and I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I don't want to, but it's
low.
So we're gonna go through these.
Oh my God, sorry.
I'm gonna pick some that I like. the ones that I can agree on, or like the Broncos. The Broncos plus the points is a majorly popular one among the pros. And I'm like, I'm really going to bet a rookie quarterback against that Steelers defense. I'm really about to do that. Is that really what I'm supposed to do there? Because again, you bet it every week and you will make money over time, even if it doesn't work out week to week all the time. So let's try to make some picks. Let's let's try to make some picks, man.
Let's pick them.
All right. First, I'll start with the ones I like the most. I really like the Colts -3 against the Packers.
Colts -3. Oh, Colts are favorite. Well, I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
I actually saw this earlier.
Damn, first game in Lambeau. And we're just like, damn, that sucks.
I just don't have faith in.
Man, one of these teams are going to 0-2.
I
Sorry.
They are. No, but I'll go the Colts. I just, again, the trend tells you, team with a backup quarterback coming in at home or something like that. You should bet them. I'm like, I can't.
I think we know what we're going
all
to
these
expect from
trends.
Malik Willis. He's not a very good quarterback, so
I think the Colts are coming off a tough loss. I think Anthony Richardson's going to be a little better. I don't have faith in that Packers defense.
you shouldn't.
Jonathan Taylor is going to have a much better game than he did against the Texans. So I like the Colts here. I like it to be maybe a low-scoring, gritty game, which kind of tells you maybe take the Packers. But, I think the Colts can win this game 24-17, 24-10, something like that. And it is what it is. I'll take the Colts here, -3. I don't feel great about it. This one you just have to take. You have to take it. Bengals +5. I liked it. I liked it at +6 more. So maybe.
Damn, you're betting this one. Okay, all right.
Dude,
Bengals +5 after week 1.
That's when you take them. That's when all the value goes away, and that's when you got to take this team that with the value. Now that said, Joe Burrow is 2-7 against the spread in the first 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's
damn.
I don't like it. I don't want to take it, and it's really suspicious to me that it's +6 and it's barely moved in 4 days. That really tells me that Vegas feels really good about this spread, and they are not afraid. And Vegas is not your friend, y'all. They want to take your money. Very sus, very scary, but the value is on the Bengals. I got to take the Bengals +5. This is like a 3.5. This should be a 3.5-point spread, maybe a 4-point spread, and you were getting 2 points of value. Now you're still getting a point of value. Again, this is all penciled in. Some of these are subject to change before Sunday, but right now, with the line where it's at, I'll take the Bengals +5. If it dips down, I might change my mind. So, I'm trying to play the lines closer to when they are on Sunday.
Can I make a quick addition to that?
Sure.
Now, this was have been later games in the season and been playoffs, but the Bengals have the games that they have played against the Chiefs hasn't been decided by a field goal.
It's
now this is a very different circumstance than what we had previously. The Bengals do struggle, as you said, in the beginning of the season. They did not look great versus the Patriots in Week 1. So this is a very interesting spot.
I agree. So I will take Bengals +5. So that's 2. Number 3. This is one I actually feel pretty good about. It's probably the one I feel the best about, but even that's shaky. I'll go over to Dallas. And I'll take the Cowboys -6.5.
-6.5?
Yeah. I think the Cowboys could roll. This is the spot you bet the Cowboys at home against a team coming off a huge win against a division rival. This is where those teams come back down to earth, and this is you're coming into Dallas. Dallas does what Dallas does. They're going to just blow you out.
Can I make a quick point that I found on Twitter? So this was tweeted by Fox Sports, the official. It has the goal check. So this was a comparison of the regular season tickets for Week 2. So the least amount in Week 2 is LA at Carolina at $25.
Damn.
And the most is New Orleans at Dallas, set at $2,556.
Oh,
I think that's probably like the
high
whatever.
end. Yeah,
Yeah, the seats you can get at the bottom. You can be sitting like on whatever those seats are called.
yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
wild.
right. You
Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, I mean,
wanna
yeah,
go to a
makes sense.
Panthers
It's
game?
a very
You
popular
wanna go to
game.
a Panthers game, Drake?
Let's go to the Panthers. I'll go to a Panthers game. That sounds
Dude,
fun.
I love they cheap as shit. They cheap as
Um,
shit.
all right, two more. I have a few that I am okay about. I'm coming around on the Broncos. The
Ooh,
Panthers are the side, but I refuse. I refuse. I'm not betting the Panthers. Not
he
betting them.
refuses. He refuses. He
I
got burned
like
week one, and he said no more.
I like the Jets -3.5,
Jake,
but I don't feel
you,
great about it.
you don't fall into that same trap again.
It's the Titans. It's the
Yeah, that's a bit
Titans.
more of their level. They
Screw up once or twice, and this is a blowout.
versus this Jets defense. Hell yeah, that's a gimme.
But I also like. I mean, I'm coming around on the Broncos. I'm coming around on the Raiders.
Okay,
I'm making decisions in real time here. I need what? Two more? I got the
two more,
Cowboys, I got the Colts, and I got the
and the
Bengals.
Bengals. Yeah,
Yeah, I let's go the Broncos. Let's go the Broncos +2.5. May change that.
Steelers. You not
Yeah,
taking the Steel? Wait, are the Steelers favored?
yeah. Steelers are favored.
Oh, okay,
Broncos
never mind.
+2.5.
How does Mike Tomlin do versus when
He's
he's
like 40% he's favored on the road like that. Like it's kind of like, are you really you're gonna bet Justin Fields is a favorite on the road? Is that what we're doing today? It's like
I
I
mean, it's
don't
up against Bo Nix,
I
so like it's not
yeah
that great.
yeah yeah. But I also trust Sean Payton to come up with a game plan to neutralize T.J. Watt and take
Yeah.
advantage and maybe keep it low scoring. I don't know. I don't feel great about it. Again, penciled in, very penciled in. These lines, I want to get the lines closer to what they are on game day before I really lock them in. Because, like, again, if I come in and the Bengals are 3.5 by kickoff, I'm not taking the Bengals at 3.5 by kickoff. Like, I'm not doing that. So, and last one,
Last one.
Bucks +7.5 is pretty nice. But I don't know if I trust him to go into Detroit and take care of business after a big win like that. I will go. I'll pencil it in. I'll go Raiders.
Raiders.
I'll go Raiders. So to recap, make sure I'm writing them down. We got the Colts, we got the Cowboys, we got the Bengals, we got the Broncos, and we got the Raiders. Some maybes are the Jets and yeah, that's really the only maybe. That's it. So it's gonna be probably some of those six. The Rams are interesting because they are underdogs, but they're only like a point, so you're not even getting anything. Like
Mm-hmm.
a toss up, it's 1 point. It's a toss up at that point anyway. Staying away from the Texans and Bears. Don't have any faith on that one. Giants Commanders. Giants are underdogs by 1.5. I could see their defensive line giving Jaden Daniels fits, but I don't trust that team as a whole. And then Seattle, my reading is you take Seattle at -3, but not -3.5. So Seattle is now -3.5, so we stay away from that. I heard somebody say 49ers -6 is a good bet against the Vikings. I'm not going to find out. So that is my very reluctant 5 bets this week. Almost picked in real time. I made some last minute changes here that I didn't think I was gonna make. But that's what I got for you, Christian. What do you think? And what are you're picking 2 this week?
Oh, I said I was picking
Well,
two.
you can pick one. You just have to pick if you're trying to do one a week because you had to push last week.
Yeah. Look, Listen to me at your own at your own cost. I trust Jake on this one more than you trust me. I did, as Jake said, had a push Seattle -6. They won by 6. Um, but I'm gonna try again this week, and I'm gonna go Houston -6.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Uh,
right.
uh, Houston -6. And sure, I'll do another one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'll do another one. As I said, uh, listen to Jake more than you listen to me. I am not a gambler. Also, and I will. Hmm. Uh,
You
hmm.
can also wait till next week if you want to wait to do two. You don't feel like you got to make it up. We got plenty of time to make it up, make up a push.
Browns +3.
Damn, you're doing it. You're going for it, huh? Can I give you one trend on that? So a lot of the pros do like the Browns, but I'll give you
Mhm.
this trend. So the trend is something like teams that the week prior blew a 10-point lead or more cover like 27-16 since last year or something, or since the beginning.
I don't like those odds.
Well, that's good for the Jaguars because the Jaguars were one of the teams that fit that criteria. So the Jaguars in that scenario would be the team covering.
Mm.
Now again, that means 27 teams covered. That means 16 teams didn't. So maybe they're among that 16-team
Oh,
group.
they blew a lead. Okay, I
They
thought you
blew a
meant.
lead. Yeah,
I don't know. I thought I was. Yeah, I don't know where
yeah.
my head
That
was.
teams that blew a lead in the previous week of 10 or more points, they
Okay.
cover at a clip of like 27-16 or something the following week. The Jaguars fit into that criteria. Now, again, there's a lot of other trends I think that favor the Browns, so I don't think the Browns is the pro savvy pick. Like you're on the side of the pros with the Browns. So you can take solace in that.
I'm not very confident, but
Yeah.
I do think they should keep this close with that defense. I don't think Jacksonville is not as good as the Cowboys, so it
Exactly.
should be a lot closer, and that defense should give Trevor Garrett or Garrett. What is his name?
Miles Garrett?
Miles Garrett. Why am I forgetting names now? Miles Garrett should give Trevor Lawrence nightmares. I bet he is thinking about that man right now while
Honestly,
he's sleeping.
I like the Browns pick. I'm glad one of us had the confidence to take them because that is a pretty popular pro pick from what I hear. So anyway, okay, cool. Well, that's where we're at. So you have the Browns +3, and you have the Texans -6.
Yeah, I'm not very confident in that one. I do like the Browns +3.
And again, to recap, I have the Colts -3, Cowboys -6.5, Bengals +5 currently. We'll see how that changes. Broncos +2.5. Don't love that number, and the Raiders +9. I would like all of those to be better numbers. We have maybe the Jets -3.5 as a possible backup, just like last week, actually. Um, Rams are also a possible backup. Bucks are a possible backup. Panthers are the team I'm supposed to bet, but I won't do it. I'm not going to, so quit asking. All right. Well, that wraps that up. 60%, baby. Woo. Let's go. All right. Christian, it's time.
It's
We've made it this
time.
far. We've been on air for an hour and a half. It's time to
Really? Okay. Wow.
it's time to make our week 2 picks.
Hmm.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ma'am right now. I'm typing them
Okay, I
in.
got you. Okay. Well, we'll go
Um,
ahead and start with Thursday night football. We got Thursday night football.
Tomorrow.
I want you, Christian, to tell me right now who is going to win between the Dolphins and the Bills.
And we talked about the Chiefs, Bengals being a must win. I think this is a must win for the Dolphins.
I feel
Um,
that.
I mean, dude, it's the Bills are the 4-time AFC East champion for 4 years. For 4 years, they have
Yeah.
won this division, and we had it. Everything was worked out perfect for us last year. The Bills, they struggled. They did pick it up, but they were struggling in the beginning of the year, and we just didn't finish it. And it came down to the final game of the season, and we didn't show up. So now we're back to here. It's in Miami. We're at home. It's a short week. So but we are at home. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Um, but I mean, Buffalo can come. Buffalo gets to come in with a lot of confidence. It's like, hey, this team put up last year. They put up 70 points the previous year, and they came back the following week, and we just smacked them up. It was like 40-20 or something, whatever it was. They beat the hell out of us last year. Um, so Miami, they need this win. They need this win for their sake because you know going in later in the year, it's like they're gonna go into Buffalo in like November or whatever, and it's gonna be cold, and we know how to play. Like, you know how the cold gets us. So I liked our gritty win from Jacksonville. I like that. That gives me a little bit confidence. So I'm gonna be a homer here, and I'm gonna take Miami. But I am very scared of this game. I would love for us to have a win here and have a win over the Buffalo Bills.
For sure. For sure. No, I mean, I sign off on everything you said. I also think this is a must win. You have the Bills you're at home on a short week against a division rival. And as we know about the Dolphins, you really need to stack wins early. Like if this is going to be a thing where you just kind of like struggle at the end of the year, you can't be giving away home games, any home games,
Mhm.
and B, you definitely can't be giving away home games on a short week to the defending 4-time in a row champion of your division. So I'm with you. I mean, I think they need this win. Um, I It feels to me like the Bills are more vulnerable than they've ever been. Like I
That's what I thought last year, man.
I
That's what I thought last year.
I can't tell if I'm leaning Bills, but I can't tell.
That's fair.
I
Like
can't tell if it's because I genuinely think the Bills are going to win, or if it's just because I've seen this so much.
story, I've seen
Where
this.
but the Bills are like, if they're different, like they lost all this talent. Like if they are in fact a different team, like then that should have no bearing on how I pick this game. Um, I'll go Dolphins.
Oh, okay.
I'll go
I did
Dolphins.
not expect you to go.
Yeah, I wanna go Bills because everything is screaming in me, just like the history. But like I I think the Dolphins on a short week in Miami against it historically speaking, teams that escape with a win, they do pretty well the following week because like it's not only a good feeling, it's you not only go into the it's kind of the best of both worlds. You go into the week with momentum, but also kind of a wake up call. So I think historically that bodes pretty well for them. So give me the Dolphins on a short week. These short Thursday night games tend to favor the home team. The Dolphins are really good at home. The Bills, I don't think they're the same team that we're used to seeing. I'll take the Dolphins. I'll take the Dolphins. All right. How about man? I made that change on the fly because I had the Bills in my
I knew
sheet.
you did. I was
I
like,
had the Bills in my sheet, so I had to update that real quick. So okay, that's updated. But anyway, Raiders at Ravens.
uh, Ravens.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be creative with this. I do think the Ravens could keep it close, but or I think the Raiders could keep it close rather. Like
Max Crosby's a problem.
I'm telling everybody to bet them +9, so like I hope they keep it close. But I think the Ravens are gonna take care of business. Home opener. After you lose, you're on extended rest. You're playing a team that you were much better than. Yeah, give me the Ravens. How about Chargers at Panthers?
I'm gonna go Chargers.
I'm
This is
also
a
going
shocker.
Chargers. I'm going
I
Chargers.
think they're gonna run the ball and play solid defense, and Bryce Young's just gonna just not look great.
How about Saints at Cowboys?
Cowboys. I
Cowboys as
mean,
well.
I think this is the Saints had their high in week one, but now they're about to go. They're going to go on the road versus a really good Dallas. Really good is a good team in Dallas. It's early in the season, so I think Micah Parsons is gonna look good. I liked how Mike Zimmer was moving him around. Uh, Mike Zimmer, he's played the Saints. Like he knows the Saints, this personnel. He's played this team a lot, and so does Mike McCarthy. So I expect CeeDee Lamb, now that he got a game under his belt, maybe getting more in shape. Hopefully, it is only week two, so he does need some more reps. But I think it's gonna be, yeah, I think it's gonna be the Cowboys. Maybe not, you know, I can see this being like a 24-10, something like that. Not too big of a blowout, but still a pretty
I
good win for Dallas.
I think it'll be a 35-17 game.
Damn.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys will get
Damn.
off to a quick start again, and I think the Saints will score some points at the end. Maybe the Saints get off to a quick start, but I think the Cowboys will win this game handily. Um, yeah, I'm on the Cowboys. I do love like hearing all the talk. It's like everybody's like, "Oh yeah, New Orleans, you think you're good? Wait till you go play a real team in Dallas." And I'm like, "You think we're a real team? Like
I think you are.
we're like one of those teams that everybody's like, oh, you got to go play the Cowboys though. Good luck." It's like, yeah, people talking about my team in a good way. Okay. Anyway, uh,
You should.
we're 4-4 so far. We're matching up. So
Oh
we'll
no.
see. I mean, it is what it is. We were very different last week. So how about Bucks at Lions?
Lions.
I'm also leaning
This was
Lions.
the
This
divisional.
was the divisional round rematch from last year.
So I think it's gonna be a good game. I think this is gonna be one of the games we're gonna talk about. Starting off the show or whatever. Next week or on Sunday, whenever we talk about. I think this is gonna be one of those good games. One of the better games of this upcoming week.
It's either gonna be a tight game or the Lions are just gonna crush them. I could see the
They'll
Buccaneers
play a
coming
little
off
bit
a
better.
big
Like
flat.
they're in a dome,
Yeah,
so
Buccaneers coming off a big win, but Baker played amazing against a bad defense, and now he's going on the road to Detroit. Like that just feels like the perfect setup where we're talking on Sunday night. Like, yeah, the Bucks just fell flat. Like after they just this is kind of what we expected from them. So I'm going Lions, but I'm rooting for the Bucks there. I hope the Bucks give them hell. All right, Colts traveling to Lambeau to take on the Packers. I'm gonna off the rip as my bet suggests. I'm gonna go Colts.
damn it, I'm also going Colts.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't trust Malik Willis. I don't trust the
Yeah,
Packers without Jordan Love right now. Even with Matt LaFleur, I don't know what I get from that
I do like
defense.
Mount LaFleur.
No idea what this offense is going to look like. And I think the Colts are going to be able to put up points pretty consistently against this defense. Wouldn't surprise me if they win this game 24-10, 24-13, 24
Oh, I
17,
expect it
something
to
like
be
that.
a little bit closer, maybe
It
like
might be.
20, excuse me, like 20-17, something like that.
Okay. Okay. You think it'll be okay. Interesting.
I think so.
How about Browns at Jaguars?
I'm, hmm, I'm rethinking my pick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm, I'm gonna stick with the Browns, but I know I took them +3, but man, I don't know. I am worried about how this is gonna look. I'm really counting on the Browns defense to show out. That's what's really driving this home for me. I
Hey,
need the Browns defense to step up.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence got fumble problems. Miles Garrett hits him a little too much. Maybe he starts
Yeah.
fumbling it. I'll go Jaguars, but I don't hate the Browns pick. All right, cool. 49ers at Vikings. Off the rip, I'm going to go Niners.
Yeah.
I think, we saw this game last year where it was the Niners Vikings early on in the season. And it wasn't early, it was kind of early, but the Vikings got the win, got the upset. So I don't think that's going to happen this year. But Sam
Nah.
Darnold playing his old team, that's interesting. And Kevin O'Connell, I think, playing his old team. Kevin O'Connell came from the
For the
Rams.
Rams.
Came from the Rams. Yeah,
Rams.
you're right. All right, we're both going Niners.
Yep.
Seahawks at Patriots.
I mean, I'm Seahawks, but it could be a little closer than expected. So watch out.
Going
But
Seahawks as
I'm
well.
going Seahawks.
Going Seahawks as well.
But I think the Seahawks will take care of business.
It's unfathomable to me that the Patriots would be 2-0.
Dude, that'd be wild. That'd be wild.
I just cannot picture it. So, all right, Jets at Titans.
I'll give them this one. You got me on this one, Jets. I'm picking you. Please do not disappoint me, or I will be very upset.
Man, if the Titans win,
will be
hilarious.
pissed. I would laugh. I'd be laughing.
I would laugh my ass off if
But
the Titans won. I feel so bad for the Jets. Like they're such a sad franchise, and of course, they would be the team that when they finally have like hope, everybody hates them. like.
I just hate the hype.
Yeah, I know. I
just hate the hype.
Well, nobody likes Aaron Rodgers. Nobody likes the hype.
Yeah.
Like it's all like the Lions. They feel like they earned their hype, Whereas the Jets, it is the most unearned hype and hope. Like it's an idea more than it is actually tangible stuff. I just think it's funny. Like, of course, the Jets, who have not been good forever, would be the team that when they have any ounce of hope, people are like, I hate this. I hate this. I hate the Jets with hope. Anyway, yeah, we're both Jets. I'll go Jets, but I'll be rooting for the Titans. Giants at Commanders. This is a good game. Interesting game, I should say. Maybe not a good game.
Yeah. Hopefully I see Jay Daniels do something spectacular, and that's why I'm picking the Commanders.
I'm going Giants.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Rams at Cardinals.
I'll go Rams, but I think the Cardinals this ain't gonna be easy.
I got the Rams as well, but this feels like a toss-up game. I mean,
yeah,
50-50 coin flip game right now.
This is I can see the Cardinals winning, but I'm gonna go Rams because I think they're the better team. But the Cardinals are feisty, so right. they could get it. They can get a win here. They'll play them tough.
How about Steelers at Broncos?
Yeah, no faith in Bo Nix. I don't think they're gonna figure it out. This is another great defense. You gotta know where TJ Watt is at all times. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they attack that. If the Steelers do get a lead early, that's gonna look bad because then now we're gonna be putting Bo Nix. We're gonna be dropping Bo Nix back, and that's just not gonna go well. So I'm gonna pick Steelers. I think they'll get a lead early. They'll clock manage and all that. Justin Fields, just don't turn over the ball. Give them extra possessions. We just saw you can win a game without scoring a touchdown. So I think if you keep this momentum up, I think you'll do fine.
I will reluctantly go Broncos.
That's fair.
For the upset. I just, I think the Broncos are going to surprise some people in some games. I think Bo Nix is going to be competent, and I just.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I hope I'm not. Don't want to say he's bad. I'm just like it's just tough.
I just have faith at home. Sean Payton is going to. This isn't. This is not Raheem Morris, defensive-minded coach with a new team. This is Sean Payton, who I think is going to have a solid game plan on how to deal with the Steelers' biggest weapons defensively. And I also just, it's very hard for me to picture. You talked about the Steelers getting the lead early. I just have a very hard time picturing Justin Fields going on the road against Denver and doing something like that. Maybe he can run and make some big plays happen, and he just needs a touchdown and a couple field goals to win this game if the Steelers' defense is great and can keep a rookie quarterback just out of the end zone. But I think I feel like we saw some flashes from their offense last week. I think they will do enough to just barely eke out the win at home. So, okay. All right. We got 3 pretty big games here.
Yeah, these are pretty good games.
I love all these games. Bengals at Chiefs, the game of the week. Mine and
CBS, Tony Romo
championship matchup.
Yes, we do. I mean, hey man, Joe Burrow with his wrist, is he injured? I don't know. Probably. Um, Bengals struggle in these first few weeks. Uh, they struggled against the Patriots last week. I don't think they're just gonna magically just flip a switch and turn it on. I'm hoping this is a good game. I hope they find another gear and they get their asses moving on this Sunday, but I don't see it happening. Now, all of these games so far have been uh, has been decided by a field goal. I don't. I'm not. I don't think this should happen. This game. This is pretty different. All those games were kind of late in the season. The Bengals were rolling and the Chiefs were rolling. I think the Chiefs are already in midseason form. It's pretty scary what they're doing that they did against the Ravens. I think they're going to continue that. They had extra rest, so Andy Reid coming off a bit of rest, pretty good. Bengals tough, tough loss against the Patriots. 2 turnovers. I don't think this gets cleaned up in a week. So I'm gonna go Chiefs here.
I am kind of hoping that
I'm hoping,
the
but
Bengals were overlooking the Patriots last week.
they could have.
They had the Chiefs in Arrowhead. That's what I'm hoping for. But I mean, look, we have so much evidence that shows this team just does not get off to quick starts. I mean, it's it's one thing when you're losing to the Browns and the Steelers early on, or the Ravens. Teams that just don't. They're division rivals. They're good teams. They don't match up well for you. It's another thing when you're losing to the Patriots at home. Like there's just a new level of low for going into the season. I will go Bengals. I will pick the Bengals. No bass in my voice. I want a good game though, and
I do want a good
if
game.
the Chiefs win, I'm not going to be upset by it because I do root for Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. But I think the Bengals will surprise some teams. I think they will bounce back from a bad week and they will take care of business.
I'm hoping
All right,
because my AFC pick is online.
my
Then the Sunday night
yeah,
game.
Bears at Texans. I have a lot of family trying to go to this game, trying to
Oh,
get me to go to this game. I don't know if I will. Probably not, but I would like to. It would seem like a
tickets
fun
as
game.
low as $135. Really, people are hyped to see Caleb.
Well, you got to think a lot of people in my family on my wife's side. They're from Chicago. So
That's
and the other ones are from Houston or live in Houston. So like,
right.
there's
Yeah,
a
Jake,
lot
you
of
should go.
crossover pollination from loving the Bears and loving the Texans. This is kind of it's a big game for some of the folks down here that I'm close to. So um,
Spend that money.
I'm thinking about it. I would like to go to this game, but either way, Christian, I don't think we're going to surprise anybody with our picks here. I know you already kind of gave your pick on this with your bet. Um, I'm with you. I don't I don't see how Caleb Williams comes into Houston on prime time and beats this team.
And balls
I
out.
just do not see that.
He promised the old block he'll play better.
Dude, that is
He promised the old block, Jake.
that is
Reportedly.
so crazy. No, I'll go Texans here.
Yeah.
I'll be rooting for the. I mean, I love both these teams. I like both these teams a lot. I lived in Chicago. I live in Houston currently, so like I have a special place in my heart for both these teams. Um, I will be rooting for a good game. I'm excited for it. I hope Caleb plays well because I want him to be good. I think the Texans will win this game though. All right.
And I am also
Yeah,
going
I forgot.
Texans.
I waited for you to pick. Like I didn't know what you were picking. So, all right, Monday Night Football. We got a good one. Falcons going to Philadelphia.
Okay.
Eagles off of
The
a little bit of
link
extended rest.
coming from Brazil. Get to sleep in their own beds.
Falcons reeling from a bad loss last week. Christian, who wins this game?
Eagles. I don't know why. Well, I could see you picking the Falcons, but I think they're not going to be able to do the 34 points again, and I don't think Saquon's going to be getting 3 touchdowns like that. But Eagles still they got good weapons. They got Saquon, AJ Brown, DeAndre Smith, and Dallas Goddard. I like all those guys. Uh, we will see how it is. Kirk Cousins on primetime Monday night.
Oh my god,
And
I totally forgot about that.
that is a
I
little scary.
I
That
totally
is a
forgot
little
about that
scary.
factor. I mean, I was
So
already going Eagles, but now I'm definitely going Eagles.
yeah,
Yeah, I think I don't mean to give a team zero chance. Um, there's a lot of games on here that I think are pretty clear what's going to happen, right? But of all the games, and I mean of all the games on the slate this weekend, I think this one's a lock. I think this one is the lock of the week. The Eagles.
3-10.
Yeah,
Kirk Cousins is 3-10 on Monday night.
yeah. I mean, again, as I was saying, all the games on this slate this week, there is not a game I think that is more of a lock than this game. I don't like the Raiders. I don't think they're going to go into Baltimore and win, but I think there's a very slim chance they do. I don't think the Saints are going to go knock the Cowboys off in Dallas, but there is a slim chance they do. I don't think the Packers, Panthers, Patriots, Titans, I don't the Bears, I don't think Vikings, I don't think any of those teams are going to win, but I give them a slight chance. There is zero chance. Zero. The Falcons go into Philadelphia and win on Monday night. It's not happening. It will not happen.
Not
Zero chance.
No.
So yeah, I feel very strong. I just do not see a path to victory for the Falcons in this game. Like it could be bad. It could be
defense. It starts with the defense.
This could be a 24-7 game, 24-3 game at halftime. Maybe not that many points, but it's I could see final score being something like 31-10, 34-10, 34-13, something like that. Like it's not gonna be good. So yeah, but that's everything. All right, we did it, y'all. We out of here. 2-hour episode. This was a super long episode. But thanks for rocking with us. Much appreciated. Love you, and we'll be back Sunday afternoon to give a quick recap on some of our favorite games and moments from the weekend. And hopefully your teams do well unless they're playing mine. Hopefully your team does well unless they're playing Christian's tomorrow. So, pray for our homie. He's got his Dolphins tomorrow night.
Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me, y'all, because I'm going to be screaming, crying, throwing up.
For sure. All right, everybody. Well, deuces. Have a great day, and yeah, give your mom a kiss for me. I guess I don't know whatever you got to do. So, all right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.